Well, last time when we met, there was quite a bit going on. We started off with Sephel having these strange, kind of whispering voices within his mind. The place that he usually meditates within seemed to have expanded, and as he awoke, he felt the beginning of 2 tentacle growths amongst the 4 he already had. Trying to rack his brain, he couldn't really think about too clearly about the anatomy of mind flayers to know if this was a common occurrence of any sort. Instead, he goes to the library, and on his way to the library, he bumps into a cloaked, stinky individual who he tried to catch, but they managed to get away, and then they found a bunch of filthy graffiti with a particularly horned and eye-like depiction and some draconic on the wall. He continued to the library, where he continued his fruitless investigation. A little while later, Sir Laertes comes in, retrieves Starcaller, says that Scylla is needed by a particular individual, which we come to learn is the Queen, who has a very specific and odd request. That Scylla go into an arena and one-on-one fight an odd creature or individual that slaughtered dozens of kobolds who knows how long ago. The Queen believes that if this individual is subdued, that they might be able to use them in the fight against the Slods in the hot springs. Starcaller helped investigate with Sir Laertes these odd graffiti markings around the city while the king was plugging up a huge amount of this brackish, stenchy water that was moving into the river so that it didn't create larger panic throughout the city. And so when we exactly left off, and where we're going to pick up, is Scylla had buried their trident into the thigh of this horrid, and this description kind of came to me later. I was like, the way I described him almost sounds White Walker-esque. So there you go, everybody. That's kind of the aesthetic. Buried their trident in, trying to make this menacing attack, and all that occurred was that this figure twisted their thigh, keeping it there, and then started cackling in this horrible laughter at Scylla. And so, Scylla, I believe that was your first attack of this action, and so you can take your second. You are fully able to now pull away your trident.
Okay, so that was going to be my first question. I can definitely get the trident back.
Yes, you can. That was all flavor.
Okay, cool. She pulls at the barbs after he's, like, growled in her face. She's going to growl back and attempt to smack him across the face with the blunt end of her trident.
Okay.
17.
You hit, but it, like, their head just goes poof, and then pulls back.
Okay.
Nothing happens.
It's terrifying. Okay. All right, then I would like to bonus action shove.
Okay. Strength check, correct?
So, correct. I'm going to roll athletics on my end.
That is a 16 on my end.
I got a 14.
Yes. The third time would have sucked.
Yeah, so
great. Yeah, so you hit it square, but now it seems to kind of be catching your tricks, so it manages to fend off this shove, pushing you right back.
Okay.
Run? You gonna run?
I am not going to run. I'm going to stay where I'm at and just ready myself.
Okay. My turn. They're going to drop their weapons, and you just see their large hands come around, and they're going to try to grab your shield and rip it away from you.
Whoa.
All right, so strength check. Let's do this.
All right. I need my good dice.
Yeah.
Is this a contested grapple?
Yeah.
Oof,
I have a
that's not good.
24.
I have a 9.
Ooh! So this individual just grabs onto your shield, he rips it off your arm, and then proceeds to just huck it across. Let's actually see how far could they throw. You know what? I'm gonna roll a die here. Don't worry about it too much. They managed to chuck it 12 feet away. Action. What do I got for bonus actions? Nope, that is going to be their turn. They're going to stand menacingly like over you. They're grabbing for their weapons again now that they have hurled your shield away. It is now your turn.
Okay. I'm going to take an attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity, that's a reaction.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to move.
Oh, so you're going to take it from me.
By which I mean
okay.
Correct. But first, can I ask very quickly,
yeah.
Do I think I can get on top of this boulder?
You're going to have to climb for it, but yeah. It's about 15
10 feet of movement
up.
climb? Okay, no. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. I'll take that.
Okay. That is a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Yes! Is this my first hit on you? It feels like my first hit.
Second.
Second hit. All right. Awesome. You take 14 points of slashing damage as their sword, as they manage to pick it up as you start to run, slashes you across your leg.
So as they hit her, she's going to sprint for this boulder 20 feet to get to it. She's going to dash and climb to the top. Okay.
I have the high ground now.
Yes, and I will end my turn on top of this boulder.
Okay. All right, I'm liking it. Yeah, well, they don't care that you run away, so they're just screaming. And they are going to move 20. They have 40 feet of movement, so let's see if I can make this. Yeah, that's fine. They get right up there with you on their movement, and let's see.
Wait, he's up with me? 15 climb?
Oh, no. You know what? He has to double move. Good call, because he had 40, he moved 20. Okay, and then that is their turn.
Ooh, alright. I'm up here with the monster. Are they still, angry? They're pretty mad, right? I'm just gonna roll my attack. Now that, but they're below me. Wait, yeah. I'm gonna ready an action to hit them. No,
they're up there with you now.
Oh, like because they dashed. Thank you.
Yeah, because they double moved. They're all the way up there with you. They're right next to you.
Okay. All right, my brain is here. That is a 21 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay. And I'm doing this two-handed because I don't have a shield.
All right.
But not great. That's 6 damage.
Okay.
I'm gonna do that again with my second attack. So he like climbs up with her. She's like ready, and she like lunges forward for to stab him right in the gut, and then she pulls back, and she's gonna just try and go for his that same kind of spot. 17.
You stab forward with your trident, and they swipe it away off of their gauntleted arm before it can make contact.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
It's a mist. I was trying to give it flavor.
Yeah. No.
Anything
okay.
else?
No, that's it.
Okay.
This like epic battle of two figures on top of a giant boulder.
Yes. All of a sudden, you feel a little bit healthier as you hear what sounds like a far whispered word. You gain 6 more hit points back.
Yeah, I think she sees the queen in the distance, and there's like this very subtle like chin dip of like thanks, and then she squares up her focus again.
And because they did attack you in a reaction, I would think they still have their rage. And then you attack them, so I'm gonna say, yeah, they're still raging. So I'm gonna take 3 attacks at you, all reckless.
Okay.
They're just wow, first one, 2 and a 3. Miss. Switch up my dice here.
The queen is with me in this moment.
Second one is a 23 to hit.
Yep, that'll hit.
Okay, that'll do. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as this like cast iron dark hammer comes up and gets you underneath the chin. And for the final one, that is a so close. That's a 26. And that is another 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And I almost pictured that like 6 swipes came at you, not just, focused, kind of whatever. It's reckless. So 6 quick, they're whipping this stuff at you. And you manage to fend off most of them, but you take a few licks in there.
Okay. And now I have advantage, right?
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, she's looking pretty bloodied. But she kind of wipes the blood off her face, and then she like growls in his face. And I think she's gonna come at and try to go for his like neck.
All right.
Which is probably like really gross. 19 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay.
You get that neck.
7 points of piercing.
Okay.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to second win.
All right. Wait. Did you take your second attack?
Do I have to do
you
that
can attack
immediately?
bonus action attack.
I guess it doesn't matter. I'll take
I
my
only
second
heard you
attack.
attack once. You're level 5. You should have 2 attacks.
Yeah, no, I was just like messing up the order of it.
Okay.
Yeah, you can separate the 2 attacks by a bonus action if you want to.
Right.
My second attack is a 26 to hit.
Yeah. That's a hit.
Oh, that's good. 12 points of piercing.
Okay. Were
I will
both
now
of those
action
aimed
surge.
for the neck, or?
Oh, the first one was definitely for the neck, and then I think the second one, I think she likes doing the stab and then the flick with the butt of the end of the trident.
Yeah.
So it's like she goes for the neck and then she like flips it around and hits him in the side of the head.
Nice. You're like a twirling dervish with your trident. It's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I picture it.
And I will action surge
Nice.
for 21 to hit.
Yep.
Ooh, that is 13 points of piercing.
Nice.
As she stabs in the neck, twirls it, smacks him in the side of the face, and then she gets back into her position, crouches low, and like jousts up with it to hit him again. And then with her 4th attack action, I would like to shove him off the rock.
Nice. Ooh, okay. I was kind of like, is she gonna do it? Is she gonna knock this sucker off?
I'm gonna try.
That is a 17 for me.
And I have advantage because it's an action or an attack.
Yes, you would.
Yeah, you would.
27.
Ooh,
Holy
shit! Nice. We're just gonna say they fly right off 15 feet down. I think it's a D6 for every 10 feet, right?
Yes.
We'll just give it 2. We'll round up here. That is a 5 and a 3 for 8.
Hell yeah.
They're going to use their reaction to do something.
Okay. I'm just going to do a quick little bonus action second one while you do that.
Yep.
For 13 hit points.
Okay.
8%, right? Yep.
You kind of like knock them off, and it's incredibly friggin' satisfying. And you watch them fall to the ground. But as they hit, you see they just like throw themselves back up again. Doesn't look like they were phased at all.
Ooh. Okay.
Sick. Okay, next up is their turn. Oh, nope. Actually, it's our good buddy's turn. You are going to get You're going to get 9 points of health back. And let me just check the range on this one. Nope, can't use that one. Yep, that's what you're gonna get right now, because the other one they can't do from this range. Next up is the individual, the raging individual, who is going to just spring right back up, and they're gonna get up there on their regular movement. Let me I gotta roll my check here. They make it handily. They get up there, and they're gonna try and tackle you off the edge.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
That is what is that number? I think that's okay. This might not happen. 18.
I have a point of inspiration that I would like to use.
Okay. All right, do it. This is a kick-ass moment.
Yeah, I think she's
Sam?
like about
Sam?
to get kicked off this rock.
If you succeed on this, it's gonna be really friggin' good.
Okay. Please, dice cards. 19.
Nice.
This is what I picture. Because you used a point of inspiration in this great moment. I'm gonna let it go, kind of like a critical here in your defense. You see them start wildly charging at you. It's clear to see they're gonna try and tackle you off the side, and I just picture you like leapfrog over them and send them right off the other side, falling again.
Love that.
So let's take
kind
another
of like a
fall damage.
Like a leap over and help them on their way down.
Yep. They take another 8 points of damage. And you can see they're starting to look rough.
Okay.
But it is now your turn.
All right. I would like to ready my attack action for when they hop back up on the rock.
Okay. All right, sounds good. Your buddies on the outside, seeing you make this wonderful deflection and throw them right back off this rock. Are you still looking hurt?
I'm definitely still hurt, but yeah.
Okay.
Hurt. She's not bleeding as badly.
There haven't been too many wounds that have gotten through your armor, but you've got some more dents in there. You're going to take another 7 points of healing. And then this individual is going to once again get right up on the edge of this rock and is... Let's see here. They're going to attack you. I'm going to take 3 attacks here. Reckless, because why wouldn't I? For the potential to crit. That is what? Oh yes, your attack goes off. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Like, does that how that works? Because I declared that like when they move, I would go.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to say yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
So they jump back up. I use my action to shove them back down, please.
Oh, God. King of the hill. Yes! It's a nat 20 for 27.
Yeah, it's an 11.
They push
I'ma
you
do
back.
With my second attack, I would want to do it again.
Okay, let's just do it again.
It's probably not gonna do it. That's a 15.
I got a 17 and another 10. All right, so they're right up there. You guys are toe to toe, just grappling at each other. All right, it is their turn. Like I said, they're gonna attack you 3 times. Let's see what happens. First one's with the sword. They're gonna try to swipe for your head. That is a miss. Second one. Come on. That's another miss.
I will say my AC is 19.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm rolling like 3s right now. It's not great.
Okay.
You're fine. Give me a big hit. That's a 24, so that's finally a hit. So the sword comes through, the warhammer, the warhammer, and finally the sword comes back around and deals 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And that is their turn. However,
okay,
we're going to jump out of this combat. And we're going to return to the library, where we see Sephel, who has just kind of gone through all these different scrolls pertaining to the early kingdom, these journals. And you've just finished reading this odd one talking about some kind of family secret or heirloom, perhaps, with this hilt of a weapon, and you recognized it as King Voltaire's sword. What would you like to do?
I don't have a lot of leverage in this situation. There is a lot of Sephel that would like to find the king and bring back up the lie that when they mentioned the ruins, he was being he was withholding and bring up this information, but he doesn't think it would do him any good because there's still no reason that the king would help him in this endeavor. So I think the best course of action right now is actually to fulfill his debt and perhaps use this information to pad a favor when the hot springs have been cleared. So he is going to slip out of the restricted section.
Okay.
Of course, he scrawled his own notes of his findings in these journals so that he could have them without removing the actual documents. But he's going to slip his way out, and he's going to return to the streets. And he's actually going to return to the tavern to try to meet up with his companions, figure out what their next steps are.
Okay. You make your way back to the tavern, and you find that it is now entirely empty. Not even Stool is about.
Stool has a quest. Okay.
Stool's out and about.
He's
Big
doing
kid
stuff
on the street.
I will check in with the tavern keep. I will ask if they saw my companions leaving, where I might inquire about their location.
Now that it's kind of early morning, a couple of the individuals that man the bar and kind of the front desk are up. One, the kind of front desk manager mentions something about hearing Laertes and hearing about from some patrons that Laertes and Starcaller seem to be running through the streets. And the last time they saw them, they were dragging an individual towards the coal-fire keep. As to Stool, they said they just kind of marched off and they have no idea of their whereabouts, but they probably shouldn't be too hard to find considering they're the only Myconid in the kingdom. And as for Scylla, they haven't seen them.
What kind of individual were Laertes and Starcaller dragging along? Did they mention anything?
Not that I particularly heard from the patron coming in, but I believe they said it was just another one of us, probably a kobold.
Well, I suppose I better catch up with somebody. I will make my way towards the coal-fire keep to try to reconnect with Starcaller if Scylla is... if they don't know where Scylla is.
You start making your way back across the city, and eventually, as you reach Coalfire Keep and you're turning to go over the bridge, you actually see that there's kind of an odd gathering of knights, and you manage to spot Starcaller amongst the group towards the kind of back mountain area of over here. You can see I've moved King Boletaire and Sir Laertes' token, and I'll put Starcaller's over theirs. That's where you see them kind of congregating. And as you approach closer, I'm assuming?
Sure.
You see that they do have kind of this prostrating individual before King Boletaire.
I'll approach closer. I won't get in the middle of it, but I would close enough that Starcaller notices my presence, but I'm not going to get involved in whatever event is taking place right now.
Okay. Starcaller, you have just arrived back with the king here with Sir Laertes and this individual that you have bathed in the river, made them tell you what they could remember of this Emperor of Filth. What would you like to do here?
Your Majesty, we have recovered the one responsible for these foul markings upon your fine city. It seems though they themselves are a victim as well, and there's something dark afoot in the kingdom.
How very curious. You, sir, what can you tell me? Why do you commit such disgusting and despicable acts against our kingdom? Do you find what we have here not worthy of greater shares and community? And the individual's just like, no, that's not it at all. As I told these fine folk here, that someone, I believe, came to my house sometime in the night, and, well, seemed to have, I don't know, put a spell upon me. I'm not quite sure, Your Highness. I just remember then seeing this horrible image of a horned, red-eyed, grotesque thing, and then this compulsion that I must spread his message that the Emperor of Filth is laying claim, but I don't believe I'm the only one. But beyond this, I have no memory.
You think there are others who have been tasked with the same?
Well, I have no memories other than what I believe has just occurred this night. Is there something that could I be doing this every night? I don't think I would be. Surely someone would have noticed me going out and about in the streets before now. And what about the one who came to my door? The one who, I presume, started all this?
Indeed, we must find this individual as quickly as possible. Your Majesty may be a grave danger to the security of the kingdom.
No, it will. What is this Emperor of Filth? Why do you say that name? Whom is this? And the prostrating individual is just, I don't know. I think it was just a great red-eyed horned beast. Sir, I don't know. Please, I prefer not to think about it. It was grotesque beyond all imagining. King Balazar kind of nods his head, and he sees you, Sephel, approaching there, and kind of gives a slight dip of his head to you and goes, "My friend Sephel, I know I've already asked you of a great favor to this kingdom for our upcoming journey into the hot springs, its reclamation, Ed. But, would you happen to know anything about a Emperor of Filth?"
I assume this has something to do with the iconography on the walls. I couldn't decipher anything of it myself, but let me think a moment. Have I ever heard of this figure, or hearing this individual mention a horned, red-eyed creature? Does that strike anything?
Roll another religion check. I know you were kind of trying to figure this out yesterday, but now that you have a little more information, it's maybe not quite as hard.
Alrighty. Roll some good religion. Ooh, very nice. That is a 24.
Okay. You've heard of froghemoths and things of that nature, but they don't present this horned red eye thing. You're searching and you're searching and you're searching the recesses of your mind, and oddly something comes to mind, a name. Sthaga. And if you think this name is correct, that might be a gigantic frog, no less than 60 feet, its body covered in warts and sores. It oozes putrid yellowish mucus, and its massive mouth is filled with rows of sharpened teeth, each as long as a sword. And all mentions that you can kind of think of this name very vaguely that is a very powerful demon from the abyss. Perhaps even a demon prince.
Well, I cannot say for certain, but if I am correct in what knowledge I do have, it would fit a pattern. There is a large frog being known as Sthaga. It is a demon amphibian. Putrid mucus leaks from it. It is disgusting, foul, quite ferocious. Large.
This is of great concern. I can truly only hope that is not what awaits us within the hot springs, but I'm sure we will find out soon enough.
Indeed, Sephel, is there any chance that this fresh demon prince may have something to do with these slotty characters we are hunting?
I mean, anatomically there are similarities, but it's hard to connect things with so many weird occurrences going on that don't seem immediately correlated, but I wouldn't be surprised. Your Highness, if I may bring up a past point, only because it seems poignant in the moment. When I asked of the ruins in previous days, you mentioned that the history of those ruins, a history before your time, involved demons spilling from them. Am I remembering that correctly?
Well, I don't know quite enough about demon spawn to classify them as such, but they, honestly, for the large part, appeared similar to our own shapes, but twisted, maligned. It was horrible, twisted creatures of almost draconic-like beings. Origins, I should say. Not
It's
entirely
not
sure.
particularly similar to the things that we've been seeing. I just wasn't sure if we should be worried if the history of that area was more aligned with what we are seeing, if we should be worried of your kingdom sitting so close, but it might not seem they are very similar.
Well, I certainly can't handle two threats on two fronts, especially so close to home. I would still very much like to clear the hot springs. It would bring out quite a bit of morale amongst the people before researching any more into the ruins. However,
Agree.
Sephel,
I think
if you feel that your inklings might have something to do with it, I will give you permission to take a quick look upon the ruins.
I appreciate your permission. However, I agree. I think our main priority should remain to clear the hot springs first. That seems a more immediate and at least somewhat known threat that we can clear out, and then we can explore later when we know that your people have clean water and to bathe and to drink and help relax themselves.
Yes. Now, for you, sir, and he leans down and puts an arm on the shoulder of the kobold you had brought forward, Starcaller, and he goes, I'm going to send you with Sir Artomis. We're going to get you properly cleaned up, as there's still a bit of this filth clinging to you, and perhaps more will come to your memories, and we will send one of the Talon over to perhaps soothe your mind. Perhaps Bahamut will bless you with a little more information. And you see the kobold nods his head. He's like, thank you, sir. I very much appreciate it. And Sir Laertes starts to lead them off towards the coal-fire keep when another soldier starts running up out of the background. Just, Sir, the queen, she's brought forth the prisoner. And you guys roll insight checks here.
Oh, yeah.
18.
Okay.
12 over here.
Starcaller, you visibly see King Boletaire stiffen up. He's ramrod still, and you, Sephel, actually detect for the first time a little bit of fear, and then a huge wave of anger comes over him. He goes, "Where are they?" And he goes, "They're in the curriculum. The new warrior, your friends." He's pointing at Sephel and Starcaller. She's in there fighting it right now.
Scylla is fighting a prisoner alone.
There's no time to waste. We must the curriculum. And King Boletaire starts running off, and his retinue starts following in tow. Do you guys go with?
Yeah.
Yeah. Seems like a show.
Nah, I don't feel like it.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Nah, she's got it.
No, seems fine.
Yeah, this is. She doesn't
Let her
care
learn her
herself.
lesson. If we bail her out, she'll never learn.
That, hey, you never know. So you guys start making your way back across the city until you reach the curriculum, and the king immediately starts running up the stairs the same way a little while ago we had seen Queen Griselda and Scylla go. And you all eventually burst forward into the stadium, and you can see down inside the arena, you see Scylla and this 8-foot tall, massive, almost skeletal looking pale blue warrior going at each other atop a large rock. And that's where we'll jump back into our fight here. And Scylla, it is your turn. You have just been swung at a whole bunch of times by this scary figure. What do you want to do?
Were they reckless?
They were reckless, yeah.
I gotta do at least do one more shove.
Okay, all right. Oh, I don't want to go off the rock again. I don't want to go off the rock again.
Nat 20.
Fudge.
You're going off the rock again.
You guys come into the stadium. You see this figure swipe, swing, catch Scylla a little bit, and then I picture Scylla just like Matrix style going backwards, and with her opposite leg manages to just punt this figure off this rock.
Ooh.
This is Sparta. And
This is Dimkan.
Yes.
That is 9
Okay.
points of falling damage.
Oof.
However, they're going to use their reaction again.
Are they getting up?
You actually see them like land on their feet and they shudder a little bit. So some of the impact seems to have hurt them, but they're still standing.
With my second attack, I would like to point my spear and jump down at them from above.
Oh, yes!
There's
Yes.
like no mechanical benefit, but it looks sick as
I love it.
That is the benefit, damn it.
Technically, they would be prone, so I'm going to give you advantage on this.
Hell yeah.
Because there's
22.
nothing cooler than this. Just figure on the ground.
Hell yeah. 22 to hit
That is an absolute hit.
for 11 points of piercing.
We see this epic moment. You guys run to the edge of the seating here. You're looking over the edges as you just see Scylla punt this figure off and then just like swing herself back up, two-handed, dives down, screaming, I'm presuming, stabs the trident into this figure, and you see like their arms fill for like a moment, just and then they flop their arms back down to the ground, and you see that helmet, that kind of Norse horrible looking helmet, just fall off. Ding, 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 ding.
Damn.
And you're out of combat. You have
Okay.
one.
Yes.
The oddest thing happens, however. As this helmet comes off, you hear this deep sigh come from this figure that you stand over. You're trying embedded into them, and you see their skin start to get a little bit healthier. Their limbs start to kind of thicken and almost revitalize a little bit. Their skeletal face starts to rejuvenate a little bit more until they look a bit healthier. However, they still have the gnarled, missing eye with scars, the kind of Joker-esque cut on one cheek, making for a larger smile. Their teeth look a tiny bit healthier. What do you do?
So I got the impression that like something about them being like unconscious like helped heal them. Can I roll a medicine check?
Yeah, you can roll a medicine check, sure.
4.
4. You're like, oh shit, I'm really fucking hurting them right now with my trident prongs in their chest. But it's
Fair.
also clear that something very much happened when the helmet came off.
Wow, Sam did not get that. Okay. I would like she's gonna so she's standing over him with her trident still embedded. She's gonna put her foot on his chest to like really put her weight on him. I will yank out the trident. Does he react at all when I pull out the trident?
You pull it out and it was embedded in this rusty, nasty looking chainmail. And you see them like, seems like they're alive. if unconscious.
Organs go everywhere.
Got it. Yeah, right.
But the chainmail rips off, and you see underneath there's like bindings about the chest. And then you like really take a close look, and this very androgynous kind of individual might be female. You're not entirely sure here, but as the chainmail comes away, they present a little more feminine looking.
Interesting.
But their eyes are kind of like fluttering, but they're unconscious.
Okay, she's got 1 foot on their chest. She's gonna fully like squat down and grip their chin, and she's gonna kind of shake them a little bit. Are you awake? And she's like kind of like right up next to their face, trying to wake them up, so they're listening at least.
They as you're like grabbing the chin, you're kind of shaking them away.
Okay.
Their one eye kind of opens up and is kind of looking at you, and their jaw kind of moves, and it seems like they're awake now.
Okay. You will have a better life than this, but you will listen to me. And she will kind of like release their chin aggressively and then walk over and pick up the helmet.
Okay. You pick up this horribly pitted and damaged helmet. And this prone figure slowly like rolls over to their side, puts an arm down, starts to kind of like push themselves up, and they're just kind of staring at you. And they like look down at themselves. They see all the wounds. They're kind of like touching themselves, wondering, and then they see you holding the helm. And then they run over and like slap the helm away from you, and it goes flying off.
Interesting.
And they say something as they slap it away. They're like, no. And then they just kind of look at you for a moment, and then they go down on one knee in front of you and then bow their head to you.
She like pauses a second, kind of looking at them. And then she will actually grip them under their like shoulders and pull them up to standing. And then she will do that thing where she puts her palm on their forehead. And it's like this like quiet few seconds before she will actually start a conversation. That helm, that is what you do not... Was that helm controlling you?
They look at you very confused.
Okay.
But they see you. Do you like? I'm imagining you're kind of like motioning at the helm and stuff like that, and they look over and they're like shaking their head, like no, to whatever you're pointing at.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think she nods, and I think she's doing like very animal training like motions where she's like speaking, but she's like slowly blinking in like this non-aggressive way, and she's like, you know, trying to make it very clear that like she's a friend. And then I think I'll turn and look for Queen Griselda. Is she watching?
Yeah, you actually look up and you see the queen, you see that cleric there, you see the king, you see Starcaller, and you see Sephel, all looking down at you. And King Balater is like amazed at what he sees down below, and he looks over at Queen Griselda, and you can see he's still mad, and he's like, "What were you thinking?" And she goes, "I simply wanted to try and prove a theory. I knew your opinion on the matter, and so I didn't want to upset you. I know I went behind your back, but it needed to be done. And look, I was correct. There is some civil creature within that." And King Balater kind of like scowls, and he's like, "I'm glad that it worked out well, and I'm very happy indeed that your theory was correct and that no harm came to you. Believe me, that was my only concern, considering what happened when it arrived here. Starcaller and Sephel, what are you guys thinking? It was clear that Scylla was in this heavy combat and with this amazing end has defeated this odd warrior down below.
Well done, Scylla. Huzzah!
I'm gonna shoot off a celestial burst like a firework.
That's our girl.
Like down, like whoa, fucking magic, man.
No,
calm
it's
down.
fine. It's fine. It's mostly harmless.
He's a witch.
Don't be in
Burn
the way.
him.
It's wizard.
It's like where the Terry? How did you get up here? Run, child! And you see this little kobold run away. It's a witch. Burn him.
I realize, I think Scylla realizes as well, as she turns back to this creature, do you have a name? And she'll like pat on her own chest and say, Scylla. And then pat on their chest.
This figure looks at you and then points at themselves and says, Whiff.
Whiff?
With. W-E-T-H. Weth.
Weth.
And then points at you, down at you. Scylla. Scylla.
Yes. Scylla.
Weth.
Weth.
Tarzan.
Well, Weth. Monsters are not born, they are created, and we shall stick together. As she like pats them.
With Afiona.
Sure.
Sephel, what languages do you speak? I know I asked you this a handful of times.
I know. Common, deep speech, and primordial, baby.
Okay. Roll an intelligence check for me.
All right.
They're definitely speaking something.
Straight intelligence.
Yep.
It's not Dwarvish or Undercommon, right?
No.
22.
22. You realizing that they're speaking
pretty high roll for me.
giantess. Giant-ish.
Okay.
That
Okay.
works.
Scylla, I don't suppose you speak giant.
Sephel, everyone's here.
No, you did quite well. Proud of you. Knew
Thank
you
you.
had it in you.
I do not speak giant.
Okay. I don't either.
That's a no for me as well.
I also don't have... usually people of my practice have the means to understand different language. I don't.
Haven't
So
got
I'm
there
kind
yet.
of useless in this situation. No,
Yeah.
haven't found that particular piece of paper. You'd think I was just exploring the library. I'm going to come to you. I'm tired of shouting. And Sephel is going to make his way, I guess, across the curriculum to meet up with her.
Starcaller, or perhaps Queen Griselda, can you offer healing to our friend here?
Go ahead.
It would be my pleasure. If you don't mind me walking over as well.
I think you should be fine.
Yep.
And she like looks at the creature, Weth.
Weth's just staring at you. But it's...
Okay.
They also seem to be eyeballing the helmet over to the side.
Yes, perhaps, Sephel, if you would not mind looking at that helmet, but keep it away from Weth.
Sure.
It is magical seeming.
Do you all mind if it will take me about 10 minutes. Is that all right if we stay here for...
Oh, there is not a brain in it. Is that... No?
No.
Okay.
No, different process.
Please take your time. Yes.
I appreciate you taking an interest in my hobbies.
Yes.
But no, this is different.
Understood.
I will take the actual 11 minutes to cast Identify as a ritual. I will
Okay.
sit with the helmet. I will make my way away from Weth, and sort of just sit down, and I'll face away from them as well,
Sure.
and focus on the object.
All of you from up above start going down, and Sephel, you like settle down by the helmet. You're getting ready to cast a spell, and Weth actually like grabs their warhammer and charges over, and is like, "Nay, nay," and tries to swing the warhammer over and try to smash the helmet. And as it makes contact, there's like a flash of light, and both you and Wei are just blown backwards a handful of feet from this helmet.
Oh.
Okay,
Maybe you should not touch it.
that was a little uncalled for.
I did not expect that.
Maybe we just leave it there.
But then anyone could get it. We have to do something with it.
And it's very... If I can apply some old knowledge... usually it is magical items. In this may be some artifact. Magical items cannot be broken in regular means, and an item that elicits that kind of reaction when struck certainly contains some level of power to it. Can I cast a detect magic on it instead of identify? I don't have to be right up on it, and I can sort of get a feel for it before I would subject myself to whatever Weth is clearly afraid of.
Well, you can see now Weth is like picking themselves off the ground, and their hands actually look a little like soot covered, like they were burned somehow. And the hammer appears to be, you remember seeing it, Scylla, like it had this peeled back force, like it had been upset and kind of damaged. You see that it's smoking, and it seems like it's been damaged further, which would lead you to think this isn't their first time trying to destroy this thing. In fact, you look at the sword as well that Weth has carried, and it seems like they have destroyed their own things, who knows how long ago, trying to destroy whatever this helmet is and the power it contains. Sephel pick up on a little bit of evocation and enchantment.
Okay.
And you realize it's cursed.
So are you going to put it on or not, Sephel?
I
would
don't.
not.
I don't think I'm going to. No,
It would look great on you, though.
Nope. Think I'm all set. I will look to Weth. This item has clearly caused you a great deal of suffering, and I apologize for that. If you will allow me the time to understand its nature, I might be able to glean exactly what it is and how it may be destroyed, and we can help you in that effort. Does this seem agreeable to you?
They just have like this steely-eyed look at you, but you're not entirely sure they understand you. But they kind of walk back over towards Scylla and kind of stand protectively in front of them.
Okay. I will.
Nice, Sam.
I think Scylla will lead Weth over to Starcaller, and try and like distract Weth while maybe Sephel gets like a little bit of time with the helmet.
Yeah, I will. I will try again to not be assaulted while identifying the object.
Okay. You spend a couple minutes working through identify while Starcaller and Weth are doing the whole name thing, trying to understand each other. When Weth spots the king and queen come through the large double doors, and she kind of squints at the king, and then looks at you, Scylla, and points to their cheek that's been cut up and then points to the king and is like about to start marching towards them like I'm gonna fuck shit up.
Wait. And she like puts her hand on their torso to kind of hold them back. I understand. As she points to their cheek, her own cheek, and then she puts her hand on her chest, like to indicate that she can like sympathize with what Weth is feeling. And then she's gonna slowly take her hand down and just try to slowly communicate that like it's a bad idea. And I think she's gonna do this by like she like points at the king and then like emphasizes his crown, which I assume he's wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And then she does like this the typical like finger across the throat. But in a, she's, I don't know what, like a performance check or something, but she's basically just trying to tell Weth that like she can't do anything in this moment, but that she's on her side. And I think she'll also just like say multiple times like, we will keep you away from King Boletaire so this does not happen again. And perhaps we can help you and your injuries. But if you are aggressive now, you will die.
And as Scylla says that, Artomis is gonna reach up and hit our new friend with 10 points of lay on hands.
Oh, very kind of you. They feel that energy and they kind of like look shocked at you, Artomis. They're like kind of pull away for a moment and then they realize that they feel better and they kind of nod at you and they look back over at the king and they looking at you, Scylla, and they kind of like nod their head towards the king and they're like Fiondath Mjors.
I'm sure that wasn't a death threat. I'm sure it wasn't.
And I apologize to anybody who's listening to this and recognizes the literal language that I'm using for giant. I'm trying to use Icelandic here, so I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it.
Sick.
I'm trying something new with the different languages in the game, but
I love that.
But they hold off. They don't approach the king, but you see the king come towards you and sees the steely gaze of Weth, and they just kind of nod and they go, I see that you are now a conversational and calm creature to a degree. I can tell by your gaze that you recognize me. And I do apologize for the wounds that I inflicted upon you when you attacked my kingdom. But I did what I had to, for you were a powerful foe. And he just kind of leaves it at that. And Sephel, you identify this helmet. And it's the helmet of rage. It's not very original, I know. But it has the ability that whilst you wear it to increase your 2 hit by +2 and your damage by +2. However, there's a curse upon it that you never want to be separated from it once you put it on. And for the bonuses of increased aggression, per se, it slowly lowers over time your hit point threshold. And the longer it sits with you, the higher the bonus gets until you are entirely consumed by it. And so considering her visage before and considering her visage now, you assumed that it was upon them for a significant amount of time.
I will,
And Sephel puts on the helmet of rage.
No.
It's the Kingdom of Ember, and we'll see you next week.
No, I think he's actually going to put it into the bag of holding. And he's going to return to his companions. The helmet does have some beneficial properties, it seems, but the larger... There is a good amount of cursed magic upon it that is a little harder to understand the full consequences of. I'd like to study it a little bit further before we decide what to do with it. Or before anyone gets grabby.
The king and queen kind of look at each other and then look at you and they go, considering how you seem to be the one most adept at magic besides our clerics of the Platinum Talon, I suppose it's best in your hands to study, as long as it is kept out of the arms of anybody else. We wouldn't want someone like this to appear amongst our people again, if this is what it causes.
I generally agree with the sentiment. I will study it as needed, and if it is deemed dangerous, I would be more than happy to turn it over to Your Highness for safest keeping or disposal, at your discretion, of course.
Very well. Now, I suppose we could all use a little bit of a breather before we prepare for the upcoming events. Does a drink and a meal sound particularly good to anyone?
I could eat.
Yep, sounds wonderful.
I could, it wouldn't do me much good.
Queen Griselda, leans over and touches the arm of King Balatar, and she's like, dear, it is still only breakfast now. And he's like, oh yes, perhaps not as hard of drink then.
Is anyone a fan of a mimosa?
A mimosa? That is a fun name. What is that?
It is, I haven't had one. Actually, I don't know how I remember. It's been quite some time, but it is a sparkling brine with fresh...
Sparkling brine?
With
That sounds disgusting.
with citrus pulp squeezed into it. It is actually quite
Citrus.
refreshing. It's actually quite refreshing.
You know what, Scylla? It's probably right up your alley if it's a brine with some citrus.
Hell yeah.
There you
I
go.
would be honored to drink this mimosa with you.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my.
So you
Underdark
guys...
Brunt?
Yeah, oh god. You head off back towards the tavern, the king and queen actually accompanying you as you all head back there to rest up, eat a little bit before heading towards the hot springs.
Has
And
anyone
that's where
seen
we'll
Stool?
Oh.
No, I haven't sat down in hours.
Starcaller, I think he's referring to the stool, not a stool.
Oh, of course. I might get a companion.
Will was
Yeah.
definitely trying to close it out, and I was just trying to do like that. You know that old Looney Tunes, like the black
Yeah.
circle just
Yeah,
starts to
starts
close
to-
in on the screen, and something stupid gets thrown
Yeah,
out as it
right.
fades to black.
All right, here we go. Because you've inspired me here.
Okay, take
Just
it again.
Where's Stool? It closes. And then it opens back up. And then we just see Stool in a dark room, hunched over a candlelit desk. And he's pouring beakers and vessels and whatnot. And he's clearly up to nothing good. And then Sue pokes her head in the door and she's like, are you all right in there, Stool? And Stool looks around and he's like, yeah, just fine. And then the Stool's like, okay, great, thank you. And she closes the door, and then the skull face looks even more sinister. And that's where we ended today.
Oh man, is that the time? We're overdue for another check-in with you fine listeners. Thanks as always for being here right up to the outro. We really appreciate that. You will never believe this, but we recently hit our 1-year podcast anniversary and 3,500 downloads. It's truly been a blast. We're having just a grand old time, and we look forward to another 50 episodes to come. Hopefully you join us for those next 50. That being said, we do have an exciting announcement. We have launched a coffee page. Yes, that's ko-fi page. There's no pressure to do so, but if you want to toss a coin to your witchers, that's us. You can head to ko-fi.com/themadness-table. All donations will go first toward our monthly operating costs, which include our podcast hosting software, items like that. But our ultimate dream is to be able to upgrade our setups to be able to offer live stream recording sessions to get that sweet, sweet video content to accompany our audio. If you're not able to donate, but you want to support the show, we would just adore you if you left that 5-star review in whatever podcatcher you're currently listening in, or if you just spread the word and tell a friend. We would be eternally grateful for that support. So that's it. Until next time, when...
Madness